Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. I'm becoming a bit of a tag master general at the moment because this is the second tag video that I've done over recent days, which is quite a significant increase because I'm not very good at doing tag videos. But recently I was tagged by Sue at Sue's Book Nook to do the Sisterhood of the World book tag, and I absolutely love Sue. I love her channel and I love how she talks about books, and it was just a tag that I could not resist. So this is mine. Question 1. What is a book that is required reading at school that you thought you'd hate but you ended up enjoying? This is a weird one for me because I don't know whether the system is different in America, but in England, like in terms of required reading, there are only the books that you study in class. And actually, if I'm honest, I never really had that much of an opinion about them. It was just something that we did. I didn't think, oh, I want to read that or I don't want to read it. I just did. I don't know whether there's a slightly different system in America where they have like a list of books that you're supposed to read throughout the year. We don't have anything like that. So just the books that we study, and I have no opinions about those. I just went into them as a piece of work, not as a book. Question 2, did your classes do book presentations, and did any of them make you want to read books? We didn't. I mean, when I was at primary school, I was part of this weird group that they put together of people to talk about books, which felt like they were doing a research project or something because, I don't know, it never really seemed to go anywhere. And as part of that, I mean, I read some great books, but I don't think that we never presented about books, we just used to talk about them. Greyfriars Bobby was the one that springs to mind. Question 3, what is your favourite book you've read so far this year? Now, I'm pretty rubbish, and without going back and looking at the list of books I've read this year, I don't remember very many. Basing this entirely on the books that spring to mind, I would probably say Monster by Emerald Fennell. I really enjoyed that, and it wasn't part of a series, it was a standalone book that I just picked up because it looked cool, and I really ended up enjoying it. It was quite dark, quite creepy. The ending was a bit of a letdown, but actually I liked the way it was just dark and creepy and all the atmosphere. Question 4, do you prefer series or standalone books? I think I'm definitely more of a standalone book reader. I enjoy series, but I think I tend to take a really long time to get through them. I don't like reading a series one after the other. So it takes me a really long time to get through a series, and I tend to forget what's happening and not get quite as invested. So I prefer to just read a book and then move on. Question 5, do you prefer character or plot-based stories? Definitely plot-based. I mean, I love a good character, and I like when the characters are really interesting and deep, but I find that if a book is more interested and more about the characters and the plot is lacking, I'm more likely to give up. Whereas if a book is got a really strong plot but maybe some not so strong characters, that wouldn't affect me as much. I think a lack of plot affects me more than a lack of character. Question 6, where is your favourite place to read? I don't know that I have a favourite place. I really don't. I mean, I read a lot on the sofa, in bed, in the bath, but I don't know that I have a favourite place. But I am getting a new armchair soon, and I'm actually thinking that will be awesome to curl up and read in, so looking forward to that. Question 7, what are the last 5 booktube videos that you watched? Now, I have absolutely no idea without going back and checking my history, so that's what I'm going to do. So the last video which I watched was Sue's Book Nook Guilty Reader book tag. I love watching Sue's channel. I think I discovered her earlier this year, and for me a real moment was when I discovered she had a taekwondo teddy bear in the background, and that just, you know, those little things that you make a connection with a person about. And I love because she reads a real wide range of books and not just the same old booktube tat that everybody else is reading. I haven't been watching as much this week because I've been back at work and I've been shattered, but I did read before that the August wrap-up of The Dyslexic Reader. I will link these channels below, all the videos that I watch of channels that I highly recommend. The Dyslexic Reader is awesome. She's from Northern Ireland and she's a teacher, which means we have the same thing in common, and she reads a lot of middle grade stuff, which is similar to what I'm trying to read more of, so I quite enjoy getting ideas of books from her. Before that I watched the Brian's Book Bastion's Shake Tube video on Richard III, which was really interesting because I think he had quite different opinions to my own, which was cool. Before that I watched Building Your Own Rex episode 2 from, and I can't say this name, Matthew Scarapa. He's doing this really cool sort of recommendations video thing, episode series, that's the word, series, where people sort of say what they're into and what they're looking for, and then he recommends books that are not as well known, not as popular, and I think it's really cool and I'm loving that. And then the one before that I watched was Shannon Riddler's September TBR. Recently discovered her through ShakeTube and I'm enjoying, I like her little artistic-y bits, so they're cool. Question number 8, the last 5 non-booktube videos that you watched. I'm going through a weird Game of Thrones sort of withdrawal at the moment because I'm missing it and I love it. So I've watched a lot of Game of Thrones videos, so I'm kind of expecting them all to be that. Here we go. Bizarre things that happened on the set of Game of Thrones. The 100 greatest Game of Thrones lines. Carpool karaoke. The Game of Thrones one is amazing and I watch it all the time. When they do the bit where they say the lines in the style of Ned Stark, Sansa is amazing and oh my god, I laugh every time. I think that's 3. Then number 4, not booktube, is Game of Thrones Season 7 funny moments, and then Game of Thrones cast youngest to eldest and their nationalities. Like, I watch some serious tat on YouTube. I should be banned. And question number 9, if you could live in any world with any character, what and whom would they be? Now I'm quite tempted to take a character in a world that are different. Take a character who I love into a different world. I find this quite hard because actually the character that springs to mind is Joe from You, who's actually a stalker psycho, so as much as I'm in love with him, I don't know that I'd want to live with him. The place that really springs to mind is the Shire in Lord of the Rings, and actually I'm massive, I'm 6 foot tall, I don't want to be living in a hobbit hole. So that's the things that spring to mind, but actually in reality I think probably not. That's my Sisterhood of the World book tag. Thanks Sue for tagging me. I now have to think of people to tag and I don't know who. I'm going to tag Michael S. Deutsch because he's awesome and he hasn't done many videos recently and I'm worrying and I want to see more of him. I'm going to tag Spanmaid because I always tag her because she doesn't make enough videos and I want to see more of them. I'm going to tag Steve Partridge because he's awesome and he's going back to work and might be struggling with video ideas. Probably not, but there you go. And I'm going to tag Plots and Points because he doesn't make enough videos anymore. And all you guys need to get back on BookTube because I miss you. Thanks for watching guys and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.